Hey, what's up guys? Today I have another VPX video for you. It's on a relatively rare table called Mach 2.0 from a company from Spain known as Spinball. Now, Spinball has an interesting story behind it because it was basically comprised of former employees that worked at Inder previously. So you've probably heard about Inder. It was another Spanish pinball manufacturer that released pretty good amount of games. I think I have some videos on my channel on Inder tables. So Spinball was created and formed in 1995 from a few, former employees of Inder. And so what makes Spinball, the company, so interesting is that not only was it one of the last active pinball manufacturers in Spain, but they were able to create, 3 tables that were still considered industry like standards. It had a multi-ball, it had DMD dot matrix display, it had a lot of props and toys, basically things that other companies like Williams was already doing. And even better, if you've ever played any of the Spinball tables like Jolly Park or Verne's World, which I have a video for, you'll notice that the tables are really done well, with a lot of toys, a lot of interesting pinball mechanics. And so what makes Spinball kind of an interesting story in itself is that they were able to kind of get a head start because they already had the rights to Inder's unfinished designs and assets. So whatever, like for example, Mach 2.0 is an unfinished table from Inder. So they already had the assets, the designs, and they could just get it started. They could get it going. But with that being said, they pretty much, when they became active in 1995, pinball was already on the way down. You know that Williams shut down operations in 1999, and Williams was known as the number one manufacturer of pinball in the world. And you're seeing here that even Inder closed down its operations. So a lot of companies were kind of going out of this industry. They because it wasn't lucrative anymore. But Spinball was able to produce 3 tables that were pretty well designed, and they continue to surprise me because I've played their tables before. And what I can relate Spinball to is Spinball to me reminds me of a very early kind of very specific, like, niche pinball company like Jersey Jacks, right? A small company like Spooky Pinball, where you have these like these smaller pinball manufacturers that really put a lot of talent into their tables. So Spinball reminds me a lot of what you find today with like Jersey Jack and Spooky Pinball. Not huge companies at all by any means, but they produce really solid games. And it makes you wonder, what if Spinball, could continue? What other games would they have made? So that's pretty much what I want you to know about this one. That it's pretty much an Inder table that was never finished. So they decided to finish it and release it. And it's a fighter jet theme. So we're going to play it now. And this came out in 1995. Ooh, that's a cool animation. Oh, that was a pretty cool, that eject was pretty fast. That was awesome, actually. Pretty good sound effects. Oh no! check out the artwork on the back glass too. Look at that. That's cool. Look at the slingshots. You can even like, you know, you can just see like the coil there. Let's go. You see how fast the ball ejects? There's the pop bumpers. I like the sound effects of the bumpers. Come on now. Oh, we gotta go again. Oh, no. I did 2-player. Oh. Well, you even have a diverter. See that blue diverter? Some skull targets. Pretty cool DMD animations as well. Kind of a busy looking table, but it does it in a good way. Good busy.
Locked in.
Oh, lock the ball, has some good flow as well. Ooh, man, straight down the middle. Look at the, oh, look at the wings are flapping. That's pretty cool. Well, guys, thank you for watching Mach 2 from Spinball. I hope you enjoyed the history behind Spinball.
Bad luck, pal. You've missed it.
Because I think it's an interesting kind of company. You know, it only lasted for like a year, but they made 3 tables. They had help because they had rights from the Inder assets and design, but still, it was a smaller, much smaller company of employees. So, kind of incredible what they were able to do. And also remember, they were making these really like robust tables at a time when pinball was already like on the decline. You know, companies like Williams were seeing the decline. They closed down in 1999. Inder closed down. You know, it's just like kind of crazy. They were, they weren't at the right place, and they weren't there at the right time. So, it's kind of sad, but it is what it is, right? So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Until next